Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy. 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 Oma awo bezara guru pema sidi woy.
Sangye Jeda Zagye Zonala Chanjo Badu Dane Yasun Chu Da Yesu Soke Sangye Dola Benje Sangye Do Bajo Sangye Jeda Zagye Chanjo Badu Dane Yasun Dola Benje Sangye Do Bajo Sangye Jeda Zagye Zonala Chanjo Badu Dane Yasun Dage Zagye Besana Dola Benje Sangye Do Simje damje dewa dan dewe gyudan denpa gyuje simje damje dunga da dunga ge gyudan tawa simje damje dunga mebe dewa dan me tawa gyuje simje damje yiri jadan yidan trawe dan yamna neba yuhoje Beke jushen mendo da rira rire yide denpa de sangye shindu Jebrai shu Guru Rana Mandala Kanye Yataya Today we have anything in the afternoon? No. Nothing. Question answer time. Huh?
You're teaching.
No. Question answer time. Anyone has throat lolly? No, it's just this one. Thank you, got it. Two piece. No, one piece. One piece. Okay. Thank you. I think yesterday evening was quite a special moment for all of us. And I see Rinpoche in Anila actually. Yeah? A lot of you see that? The behavior, the way, the way she talks, the way everything is very, very similar to Rinpoche. We are very lucky to have her. I think when it comes to practice, for a lot of people, similar to what we were talking for the last 3 days, a lot of people try to grab too many things to practice. And that sometimes can be a little bit confusing, as well as sometimes misleading also. When your mentality is too pure and too innocent, and we try to grab too much, it's like carrying what do we say? Carrying more than you can handle. So, so when it comes to practice, Anila's practice, I see, like we talked yesterday, so much to do with service, with resilience, with devotion, and with consistency. Uh, so whether it be caring about someone, or whether it be caring about some animal, or whether it be caring about a place, when you are able to, what do we say, mix the practice of renunciation and bodhicitta together with the wisdom of emptiness, um, wisdom of understanding the view of emptiness, and you combine those three, and then use the combination into a practice, whatever it may be. It can be sitting in a room 5 minutes a day, contemplating. It can be sorry. It can be sitting in a room contemplating 5 minutes a day, or it can be taking the responsibility to lead each and every sentient being to enlightenment. But the core essence is being able to use these methods, emerge them together, and and then apply towards whatever practice you are doing. For some people, I think when it comes to practice, it means pushing your mind to a certain limit and seeing how far it can go. That's what a lot of the practitioners in the past used to do. Nowadays, we are so used to comfort, so used to technology, so used to soft bed with a soft pillow. So used to the availability. Is it availability? So used to the availability of consumption products, that we don't have to worry about those things. And then even when we are coming to a place where there's harsh conditions like this, we are still bringing as much as we can to make it comfortable. Right? With Anila's story, when they were first building the monastery, they had nothing. They slept on the ground. And even with practitioners in the past, they would be beds that are made out of stone, with pillows that were shaped like a pillow, but stone. And that's only in this region. If you look around the world, you would see people making pillows out of woods, out of twigs, out of collected leaves and stuff like that. So making use of what you have and being content about it. So contentment is, I think, one practice when it comes to, I'm not saying push your limits, that's not what I'm trying to say. But to be happy, we need to be satisfied, right? Unsatisfaction brings unhappiness. To be happy, we need our mind to be satisfied. And unless our mind is content, it's never satisfied. So contentment is it contentment?
Yes.
Yeah? Contentment is an important part of practice that can bring that stability in your life. Whether you're running a business, whether you're running a family, whether you are running, some course or some project or whatever it is, the application of the view of impermanence together with the understanding of working with what you have, and then also not putting your mindset to a point where your expectation is going beyond uh, where we are stationed. Yeah, so when your expectation goes beyond where we are stationed, then the mind itself is unsatisfied, and when the mind is unsatisfied, then we get more and more problems. The worst thing about the mind not being satisfied is when the mind is not satisfied, it makes one situation that is controllable even worse than it is. Messes things up. And that comes with experience as well, right? You look through your life when you meditate, search inside, you look through your experience in your life, you look through what you have been through, what you have experienced, whether it be sickness, whether it be loss, whether it be dealing with problems, whatever it may be. Whether it be past trauma, whether it be dealing with the disease, whether it be dealing with you know any of the any of the sickness, I mean any of the problems that we face. You When you are able to look into your mind and search the the core, the core uh, sort of like frequency, right? The core where your mind is at. When you're able to look at that and able to figure out where your mind is standing, you see something completely different from what really is there. What really is there? There is. So I think throughout history, when the practitioners, especially regarding the story of Milarepa, you will see that putting effort was not a problem. Yeah. Striving, is it striving? Striving and what is the exact word? Suffering to
Bearing hardships.
huh? Oh, bearing hardship. There you go. Bearing hardship is not a problem. And the reason bearing hardship is not a problem is because the goal they see is beyond what they presently bear. Right? So that's why in life, whether it be a spiritual goal or whether it be a non-spiritual goal, a goal is necessary. It gives you hope, it gives you strength, it gives you resiliency, it gives you the empowerment that you need to move forward. Right? So a goal is important. For practice, a goal is very, very, very important. And to say a goal is important is easy, but to really consider that goal as important, you need to understand the goal and the goal. Right? You need to understand the goal. If you don't understand the goal, then you don't find the necessary eagerness to proceed to fulfill the goal. So that's why namke is one of the first subjects when it comes to a lot of different teachings. And the reason is inspiration. Make sense? Doesn't make sense. So when we talk about goal, there is ultimate goal, and there's temporary goal, and there's momentary goal. Different types of goals. The ability to understand what the ultimate goal can give you is a process that you need to study through to understand the value of it. Someone sitting here and telling you, if you if you reach enlightenment, you will be able to produce, you will be able to fly, you will be able to manifest different qualities, you will be able to that, and you will have these kind of maintained powers and that kind of maintained powers. That in itself is not strong enough to give you that push in life. So why is enlightenment, namke, to achieve that enlightenmenthood important? Unless you are suffering, like I said, one of the things that we first talked about, renunciation, understanding suffering. Unless you are suffering, and unless you put yourself in a situation where you want the liberation, the urge for liberation is not that strong. The people who live here, their urge for liberation is extremely strong because they suffer a lot. A lot. Old people who cannot walk, who can barely stand up, putting all of their energy to go around the stupa. Maybe you have seen it, right? Maybe you've seen it around here. They put all their energy to go around the stupa, even if it's a few circumambulations. They put that effort in it. Yeah, during the earthquake when I was here, and we were in the place we were, Thame. I was staying in a tent right behind the lodge that I slept this time. And the house were not even this, like this. The house was stones piled up. Inside maybe a thin layer of plastic covering the walls. And you could hear the wind. When the wind hit, you could hear the wind coming, and you could see the plastic move like that. They were living in that. And they have been living in that for the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years. They don't have that comfort. When it came to money, money was a huge issue. And it became an issue later on. Before money was an issue, land was an issue. Potato. Potato was an issue. So what they lived on was minimum. Is the word minimum? Minimum of the minimum. They survived on minimum of the minimum. When we were small, after my father passed away, the Capuchin has seen the house, I think, before it was rebuilt. Yeah, exactly the same. And there was no, means to receiving facility. Because it cost a lot to receive facility. And here you can barely make it. How much do you think you make? Nowadays, maybe the salary has gone up a little bit regarding porters. But during my mother's time, it was around 20 to 30 rupees a day. That's not even enough for 1 cup of tea or 1 cup of juice outside. But here, that's what they lived on. So, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of the people here, they are so into Dharma, they are so into practice, they are so into, because they feel the urgency of the wantingness to get out of here is very strong. And it's not like the wantingness that we have outside, in the outside world, which is suicide. People outside, if they don't want to be in this world, the first thought they come is suicide. Hang yourself, jump off a bridge, jump off a building, that kind of thought. But here it's not that. Because killing yourself is looked down upon. And that's how the practice has been. It's how what do we say, how it should be. Because we are taught about the precious human rebirth and what you can achieve during your time having this precious human rebirth, whether it be living in a stone hut up in the Himalayas or whether it be living in a classic bungalow with with facilities and your own shower and hot water and AC and that and this and heater and all of that. Whichever it is, we based on conditions that we have created in the past have come to the to the point where we have the conditions to receive luxury in that sense. But how well are we using that condition? That's something you need to start thinking about. Just because we have the luxury, what we tend to do is we tend to take that as a granted. Is that a word? For granted. We tend to take things like that for granted. And because we take those things for granted, what happens is our expectation level skyrocketing. Yeah? Close your eyes. Look at yourself in the city. Look at your mind. You think it is at the same level it is right now? No chance. There's no chance. You are a total different person there. Internally, you're a total different person. Then when you are here, you're changing. Your mind is changing. Yeah, your what we say, your if I give you a small example, it would be regarding toilet paper maybe. Yeah, there you have some as much as you want. You can use. You have tons of toilet paper. And here now, because it's what is the word? Scarce. Then one piece. Then even that one piece you make into half. Yeah. You stay here long enough. That's what you will start to do. That one I can promise you. And no one wants to wipe their backside with the leaf. Stay long enough here and you'll be willing to. That's how it changes the mind. Yeah, we are, what we say, we are adaptable. Now, if you had the mindset you have right now while you are living in the city, so much more peaceful. That one I can assure you. Because at the moment, our mind is at a level where we are, what we say, accepting things. Our expectation level is dropping down. Yeah? Expectation level is dropping down. How we come, we are like, okay, if it works, we will be okay with it. If it doesn't work, we are okay with it. Do you think you will be like that in the city? No. The car has to come at 1 a.m. It has to be there no matter what. What is the word? Time is money. So look at yourself right now and think of yourself with the exact type of mindset that you have right now when it comes to peace, tranquility, when it comes to accepting, when it comes to embracing. I can see changes, yes. But these changes don't last. These changes is only because of the situation and because of the place that you are in. Like it's not your mind becoming so wise and understanding and therefore, no. Your body, your mind is adapting to what you have right now in front of you. You go back, it will start to change back. Yeah, the angers come back, the issues come back, everything comes back. Unless you continue with the practice. Yeah, that's why I'm saying these type of practices, when it comes to resiliency, when it comes to what is consistency, when it comes to huh? Continuity, when it comes to bearing, yeah, endurance, this is an important practice in your life. Yeah. No matter in what situation you are or where you are, the mind is the mind. Yeah. No matter how many initiations you have taken, no matter how many monies you have done, no matter how many practices you have done, the mind is the mind. The reality of the mind is, unless you are working with the delusions and the what we say, the anger and the hatred and the ignorance and all of that, the grasping attitude surrounding it, unless you are working with that, money is not going to help you, neither is praying. Yeah, this is one difference between a lot of other religions and Buddhism. Faith, I say, in Buddhism I always say you need faith in the beginning to start. But at the end, you won't get liberated by faith. Faith is nothing at the end. Yeah, holding on to someone's hand and saying, this is the thing, over here as well. They do money, they do this, they do that. The practice is there, but they don't realize that the practice is there. And they still have so much faith that they hold their lama's hand and say, once I die, I want you to liberate me. Same like the mother that approached Buddha with the dead child. But reality doesn't work like that. Yeah, reality, you need to work on the mind. You need to work on what's covering around it, the anger, the delusion, the what we say, gross afflictions, yeah? Gross afflictions. Then as you proceed on your path and your practice gets better, then you go from gross to subtle and more subtle. You go into subtle, then more subtle, then more subtle, then more subtle. But it's the experiences that you have right now that counts. That's why people come to Kupan. I get invited to give a question answer. Then at the end of the question answer, I always request them a little bit of change. But not here, when you go back. Maybe see yourself doing a little bit of being a little bit more kind, a little bit of more compassion, a little bit of more love, a little bit of more care, forgiving. These are essential practices. Yeah. You saying, oh, I do 3-month retreat, 10-month retreat, 20-month retreat, 3-year retreat, 5-year retreat, 10 years retreat, 20 years retreat. Yeah? If that little bit of compassion and little bit of kindness and little bit of forgiving is not there, you're the same person, no change, no difference. You're as angry as you have been last 20 years ago. And faith is not going to liberate you there. Right? Faith is not going to liberate you there. And unless you are working to change that anger that you have, that pride that you have, that that what do we say, those things that you have inside you, unless you're willing to work with that, you think prayer can help you solve that? No. Like I said, the mind is similar to our hand. You condition it, you put on the practice, you habituate it, and that's when you start to see the result. You habituate your mouth to say Om Mani Padme Hum, that is not going to bring results. Right? Like I said, when it comes to balancing, you need the what we say, the amount of merit in order to what we say, to meet with the teachings that teach you the path to liberation. And now I think we are all in that place where we are marriageous enough. Is it? Meritorious? Meritorious. We are meritorious enough to meet with the Dharma. We are meritorious enough to have the books printed out. My Gela used to tell me in Tibet when they were in the monastery, they didn't have books. So they would borrow books around, and the only time that they would actually get, sometimes the time they would get the book is at night time, and they had no light. So they would burn the incense like this and then read like this. And you had to memorize them, otherwise you wouldn't see that book for the next 10 days. See, you see the conditions? So we are, when it comes to merit, I think we have a lot of merit. So much merit that we have met great beings like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kyabje Lama Thupten Sopa Rinpoche, and so many other gurus that you consider. Wow. And you have books printed all over, in English, in French, in Chinese, in that, in this, all available to you. What more merit you looking for? Huh? So now that you have these things, it's time to start opening, reading, understanding, and then, like I said, working on these things, right? You can't depend on merit to work also. Yeah, the conditions there to provide you to work, that one you can depend on merit. And that's why I'm saying you have a lot of merit right now. Precious human rebirth, when you talk about the precious human rebirth, we are talking about a rebirth where we are, we have met the precious, perfect guru and the Mahayana teaching and that and this. Well, you are right here. You are there. No? Or are you missing something still? You're there. You're there. So now what more merit you need? It's time to work up here. Time to, habitualize your mind to let go of the anger, let go of this, let go. And then the method, you study the method, how to do that. Study the Four Noble Truths. Understand what it is. And then proceed to change day by day. No? So when people say, oh, I want to do 100,000 this and 100,000 that, I say, you have enough merit to be here. You have enough merit to have met such a wonderful guru. You have enough merit that still Dalai Lama is still alive. And then, like I said, there are so many other wonderful teachers, like Aninga or something. For me personally, she is a wonderful teacher when it comes to, resiliency and all of that. You have the merit. Now you ask yourself, what is stopping yourself? What more you need? You need books. Well, here maybe a little bit hard because of the data. Internet, you're not getting so much. But you go back, you can download hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of teachings. So the availability is like unlike any other time before. What more you need? What more merit do you need?
To remove the laziness.
Huh?
To remove.
That's what I'm saying. When you're working with the mind, you can't depend on the merit. You need to work. Yeah, sitting there saying, oh, may I be less lazy? That's not going to make you less lazy. No, it's not. Yeah. Surrounding conditions, you can depend on merit. Where I was born in a place where the fields are good enough to produce all kinds of different food. But if you sit there and say, oh, I pray that the food will come onto the table, no. You have the merit, the field is there. You have to start working on the field and producing the things to consume. Same thing with the mind. The conditions, where merit is, the conditions around. Yeah? Now that you have all of those, start working for that. Yeah? Start working on lessening your anger, becoming more at peace, understanding more of the concept of impermanence. Yeah? Contemplation on the importance of compassion. Understanding the what we say, the extreme importance to understand renunciation and to escape samsara. Yeah? Working with yourself and understanding, okay, the view of emptiness is applied in order to benefit myself and others in this way. Then enlightenmenthood. Oh, there you go. This is time to do that. Yeah, you go teaching. We don't have less. What do we say? We don't have a secrecy. Not enough. What is the word? Scarcity. There you go. We don't have that scarcity. We are not in a period where we have that scarcity. Yeah, you go type His Holiness Dalai Lama teaching on compassion on YouTube. Thousands of videos. What more are you looking for? So it's time to work up here. That's what I think. Yeah. Then on top of that, the unnecessary things that you don't require right now, don't focus on those things. There's a time for everything. There's a time for Tantra. When the time comes, you'll know. When you know, that's when you will start approaching. Yeah? We are not here to sell. We are here to contemplate. So I think it depends a lot on how you think and how you perceive. Yes. But that's why I'm providing my view of the situation, or the conditions we are in. I think we are in the right conditions. And laziness, we want to work with our laziness, we have to put effort in it. And waking up more early, doing things, pushing yourself to force to do things. These are things that you need to do. It's not prayers will do. Prayers can create the conditions around us. And like I said, the conditions are quite amazing actually. Yeah? Do you see it now? Anyway, I think that's a way to look at things from a different perspective. One way to look at things. And then sometimes, because I also think, because the availability is like this, that's why there's no value. Like I said with the toilet paper, right? When your house is full of toilet paper, then you can use as much as you want. Yeah, when you have a house full of money, you are like, right? Then you have one stack, then you are a little bit, maybe here, yeah. Now you have one piece, you are like, I'm going to keep it with me until when I really need it. So maybe it's the same thing with Dharma, and maybe that is the reason to your laziness. Maybe. But the availability is like this. If only you are willing to take the step forward. So, start walking is important, I think. Yeah, start walking. Don't focus on all the thing about Dharma, especially the teachings of the Buddha, is every teaching is interconnected. If you read the Lamrim, you will see that all the way from Guru devotion all the way down to Buddha nature. Yeah. Everything is touched. All the 84,000 teachings is touched within the Lamrim. and they are all considered important. But the importance is based on mindset, based on where you are, based on what you can relate to. So that's why everything is important. You start practicing, there's this inside you within. You you start understanding, when you start studying the concept of compassion and the concept of the view of emptiness, you will see if you focus on compassion, it's like talk chen, we call it. Talk chen.
Scale.
Scale, yeah, scale. No, not scale. Talk is more like if one is lifted, the other one is also lifted. Nyamdu. Like if the two of us are doing business together. Yeah, if the two of us doing business together, if I'm profiting, he's also profiting. Yeah, profiting. Yeah, so yeah, win-win situation. Yeah, exactly like that. That's how it's explained. Concentrate on compassion, with the view of emptiness comes together. Concentrate on emptiness, the view of emptiness, compassion comes together. Talk to him. Same thing with renunciation. So contemplation is done, huh?
Yeah, so
Total.
mutually beneficial.
Ah!
Yeah.
This is mutual benefit. So every practice within the Dharma is mutual benefit. Okay? So that's why I say stick to what touches you and what makes sense to you. If you start practicing that, mutual benefit, everything comes with it. Because it's development up here. Right? Development up here is same in every scale. Concepts are supported by each other.
Sorry it took so long.
So I also need to make pee. You take short break. It's cold. What to do? Yeah.
To make my mantras more,
Maybe not depend too much on the mantras and start like I said. So okay, I think one of the things we do a lot is we look for the easy way out of things. That's where Sokjung comes. And the thing with Buddha and his method, it's so flexible and so applicable because a method is given to every solution. For lazy people, a method is also given. And we are very used to that method. Too used to that method. Especially now we are used to that method. When the ignorance is very strong, then people don't want to study because studying takes time, studying takes energy, studying takes years. And our mind says, if there's a mantra that can get rid of, my negativity, then why not? That's how the mind works, right? If I say in order to come to Lawudo, you have to go from here to there, to there, to there, to here. And if someone else says, oh, but you can go straight, all the way up, then people think, why not? But people don't think how hard the climb is. Right? We didn't have to climb the hard way up. We went like that to Thame, and from Thame we came like that. So it wasn't much of a climb. It was like... But when you climb all the way from down there, it's like this climb. Right? So the effort is different. You want to depend, like I said, you want to depend on prayers. You can create enough merit to meet the Buddha maybe one day in your life, But it's going to take. Imagine how much merit you would have to collect in order to be able to reach that time. You see, so it's a steep climb. It's shorter, yes, but it's a very, very steep climb. The amount of merit you will need is make sense a little bit? So I think that's why I say when we think about merit, we are always thinking about merit to be born in Amitabha Pure Land, merit to do this, merit to be, with the Buddha, and merit to generate bodhicitta, merit to develop have realized the view of emptiness. Yes, it takes merit to realize the view of emptiness. Yes. But it's the surrounding conditions that the merit creates. It's not the understanding that the merit creates. The understanding, you need to work a little bit. Yeah? You need to study a little bit. You need to process a little bit. So if you're an athletic and you're running, marathon running, you can't say, oh, I have the best coach in the world, therefore I'm going to win. It doesn't work like that. Right? He has the best coach in the world, yes. And the best coach is going to give you the best methods, but you need to start practicing the methods. And that's how you are going to win. So the best coach is the Buddha or your Guru. And you have supporting people, Sangha. So we say Dharma, Dharma brothers and sisters, right? And then we have Che, which is Dharma itself, which is the application. Sangye, Che, Kende. The three jewels. The three jewels. So, but then the most important one is up in here. Yeah, your child, your inner child. That's the most important one. And because the child does what we say, pleases, what makes it happy. It's ignorant. It's the more you give, the more it wants. That's a child. Then if you don't set up, samayas. Why do you think samayas exist? Just to control this one up here a little bit. Yeah. That's where samayas exist. That's where, when you go into monkhood, you're offered samayas. So that the conditions for you to be able to control what's happening up here becomes more rigid. And then the practice, that's where the practice comes into play. Right? The less samayas, the more freedom. The more freedom, the more ignorant, the more blissful, indulged we get. So keeping, and then again, like I said, we like to find the easiest, best, fastest way. So even regarding, when it comes to Vinaya, and if you studied Vinaya, even regarding Vinaya, the Buddha has given excuses. And Buddha was so compassionate. When it comes to samayas, you can do sokchung. Like that. And still we are not happy, we are not satisfied. We need more merit. Yeah, the option is there, but still the satisfaction is not there. Because our inner nature to want more and easier and faster, and that has always been there. And the more you feed the inner child that, the more it will want that. So therefore practice is important. And when we go into the tantric path, that's why I say no, in order to enter the tantric path, at at the limited, the most limited, you need,
With effort.
yeah, with effort, the understanding of the three principal paths with effort. A clear understanding of the three principal paths with effort. Then only tantric path will start to make sense, and then only will tantra path create results. That's what I believe in anyway. So, Anila, thank you so much for sharing your experience. But we learn a lot from this as well, from what you just mentioned. Yeah? 20 over years, consistency has been there. But then the consistency is regarding, what was the word? Prayers, is it? Yeah. Mantras. Consistent regarding mantras. Throat, something wrong with my throat. Too much shouting and screaming. Too much enjoyment. This is not from praying, okay? During Mollam time in Kupan, when we were small, we used to watch the umjes and the big monk. And then after the puja, they would all have this, what do you call this? The sound. No, not so.
Raspy.
Raspy sound. And we would be so inspired by that even though we don't have a raspy sound, we will create a raspy sound. What did you do? Oh, it was a long time I was. Show off. Show off as kids. Inside we are sleeping. But then when we are outside, we carry the pager in our hands, like inside we are reading, we carry in our hands, and then someone come, what happened to your voice? This is not that. There is too much shouting and screaming in the cold. Anyone want? It's good to have a laugh in between, right? So refreshing. I laughed. It was very impressive actually. Mollam, they would scream the whole day. Morning 6 to 9. Then from 9 we had debate. No, 6 to 8. From 8 to 9 we had debate. Then 9 to 10:30 another Mendel is 1.5 hour Mendel offering. After that lunch puja. Then I think around 3 o'clock we start another session. Then that one is the long offering session. They recite all of the King of Prayers, King of Prayers. They recite all the King of Prayers with this. And they end at around 9:30. And the umje, and they have one cup, and they put cinnamon sticks and all kinds of different things to make their voice better, sound better. So when I did my rikshung, I called all the way up here and I was asking, how do I make my voice sound better? Because rikshung, when I did rikshung, we recite Sheba Khaled. Yeah. So I was given the opportunity to perform in the rikshung ceremony regarding the topic of Simgye, compassion, compassion. Simgye, bodhicitta. So I was given the topic bodhicitta. We would go all different places to practice, worrying that our debate would be heard. I'm not the debater, I'm the answerer. How's the answerer like that? I'm the answerer. So my debater would try to figure out where I'm going to practice and go the exact opposite side to practice his debate, so I won't be able to listen on his debate. So anyway, during that time I had to sing the Sheba. Sheba is like this text, prayer the mare. Conclusion aspect of the study on bodhicitta. So I had to sing it. We have to do this kind of singing. So I called all over. I called all the way up to Kupan and I was asking, what is the secret to have good voice? You want to sound good, yeah? There are all kinds of different ideas. Some say you need Sichuan pepper inside the hot water and that and this. Some say you need to put honey and cinnamon and this, that. Some say you need ilachi and I did everything. Nothing worked. Same horrible voice. So yeah. So anyway, we come back. So yeah, regarding practice, I think this is something you should sit down, really take your time, sit down and contemplate. Oh, wow. Wow. Maybe we need a little bit of DJ on the side. Rap goes with everything. Trust me, everything. Even with prayers. Did you see this? This is one lama doing rapping of the Charok Lama. You saw? No. Oh my God. You saw? Yes. Rap goes with everything. I remember once Rinpoche. Someone told Rinpoche I listen to Eminem and I like rapping. I don't know who, someone. Rinpoche calls, I was at Kopan, Rinpoche calls me to his room and he has a set of people recording with a microphone and camera and all. Rap Charok Lama. I swear. I'm not joking. And I was sitting there, how do I rap Charok Lama? The only tune I know for Charok Lama that actually sounds quite good is the Sarah one. That's the only one I know. And I'm thinking, how do I rap Charok Lama? So I just recited Charok Lama, and they did a recording, and I don't think there was no rhyming or anything. So I don't think they used it or anything. But then after I recited, everything, then Rinpoche says, oh, maybe we can do the Seraje one. So then me and Rinpoche, we did yeah. But that's not rapping, that's like more melodious, like. Then 10 years later, I look at YouTube and I find this other Lama going, taka, taka, tama, ta, 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 ta. Yeah, that's. Huh? Yeah. I was like, why didn't I think of that? I was given the opportunity. I was given, what is it, the conditions were there. It just didn't come. Rinpoche is amazing. I don't know who told Rinpoche. It's around, I think. Huh?
They told Rinpoche to get you in trouble, or they had a.
No, someone told Rinpoche that I know how to rap. And I think someone gave the Rinpoche the idea that, that Sharad Rinpoche should be rapped or something like that. I don't know. Huh?
Can totally see Rinpoche thinking.
Yeah. 11:30 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm in my bed pajamas going into bed. Rinpoche calling you, come quickly. I get inside Rinpoche says rap Sharad Rinpoche. I have no idea who those people were, who are recording. But if you have that recording of me and Kyabja Lama Thupten Sowa Rinpoche singing the Sharad Nyingpo, the De Ge Da Ge, please send me a copy. But I was young that time, 13, 14, 15, something like that. But you should listen, you should watch that Lama doing the Sharad Nyingpo rap. It's quite good actually. Yeah, and he has the melody as well. Yeah? So what are we talking about? I totally forgot what we were talking about. So take one day, sit down, contemplate just think about what I said. See if it really makes sense. That's what meditation is all about. Meditation is not about looking at your nose and concentrating on the breath. That is practice for the mind, single-pointed concentration practice, yes. But real meditation is contemplation. Okay, so if you really want to meditate, sit down, close your eyes, think about things like this. How opportunity you are? How fortunate, yeah. How fortunate you are, how the conditions around you are. What is lacking? Where is your mind at? How have you been training your mind? Yeah? And if the method that you have been using to train your mind hasn't worked, then a little bit tweak. You need to start tweaking, right? Shifting. Shifting and then understanding that when you are in the position and you have a guru who has been there urging you to take the step, right? You have the best coach telling you what to do. Then sometimes you need to realize that the method to breaking that what we say, the chain, or whether it be laziness, or whether it be, what is the word? Whether it be laziness, or whether it be procrastination, or whether it be, maybe not giving enough time to process, you need to start to give yourself the time to process these things. Make sense? Very good. So that is an important part. And like I said, before we went to toilet, pee break, all the teaching of the Buddhas are karsayang siddhi, mutual benefit. This one is proven very, very easily. Every practice, when you concentrate, especially the practices such as, the three principal paths, you concentrate on one, you focus on one, the others develop by themselves. Anila is so compassionate. You think she studied about compassion and debated about compassion and all of that? No. But her practice when it came to, the understanding, I think renunciation, the concept of renunciation. If you look at the way she practices, you will see the outline of renunciation in there. Is renounced samsara to such a point. Yeah. And together with that comes everything else. The unimportance of things like this and that, and this is basically the application of the view of emptiness, nothing else. You see that. And you see the compassion reflecting also. So you see what I mean? It's not necessary that you need to vigorously study and something that really, starts scratching the surface inside there. You hold on to that and you start developing that. Everything else starts to come with it upwards, slowly. And then our expectation of change always like this. Today I did 1 hour meditation. Tomorrow you start to think, oh, maybe tomorrow I'm more kind, compassionate, I'm like a Buddha. Right? Nowadays I think this concept is very strong because it's all about, they say it's not about how much you know, but it's about what we say, what you are certified for. Yeah. So you come to India, you go to one yoga ashram, 1 month you study yoga, and you are a yoga master. You come to Kupan, you do November course, one month course, then you go back, oh, I'm a Buddhist master. It doesn't work like that. It's not written on paper, especially practice. Practice is done inside, not outside. So that's one important thing, I think very, very, very important, essential to understand that we have the right conditions, and to understand what is stopping our mind from continuing. What is stopping you from taking the steps? And like I said, like we talked about at the beginning, one of the things is, aspiration. When you have everything, when you have a comfortable bed and a good place to rest, and nice place, hot shower, everything is there. No money problem, no that, no this. Then the question is, why would I want to get enlightened? I'm perfectly comfortable here. Even though we are telling ourselves, yes, we need to get enlightened, yes. But secondary mind behind is telling you, I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I'm enjoying life. So these are, I think, important things to contemplate for yourself, to realize the differences in the views that you apply to understand subject from object, understand mind from practice, understand belief from initializing. Right? So yeah. Make sense? Good. So we do question answer, okay? It's what?
Is not too tight as well, huh?
Huh? Yeah, 4:53. Until what time? So yeah, we do question here. Anyone have questions?
I feel like when
Maybe one question?
No, no, no. Go ahead.
I feel like when I go digging underneath many things that, like many inner obstacles that I come up against, often I feel, even if at first I feel like it's laziness or it's ignorance or like it presents in a certain way, when I look underneath, I feel like I often find pride. And I feel like it shows up in such a subtle way and like tricky. It's sneaky.
Yes, yes.
And I wonder if you'll speak to that.
Okay. Yeah. Pride, grasping attitude. This even bodhisattvas have hard time dealing with grasping attitude. Shijitipa. How do you say Shijitipa?
Obscurations to omniscience.
Yeah, obscuration. The grasping attitude is the obscuration to
Liberation?
omniscience.
Omniscience? Okay.
Omniscience. Grasping attitude in contemplating and understanding how the grasping attitude works in, I think the base level is to be able to understand the I. When you are in a what do we say, in a mandala, your own mandala, where you have your people, your friends, your things, your everything that is yours. Then the subtle part of understanding what yours means is not there. We are taught, as young child, we are taught, this is your food, this is my pen, this is your pen. We are taught that. But we are not taught the concept behind why this pen is mine. We are not taught the concept that is essential to understand why this pen became mine. So the difference between understanding why that is mine and the difference between understanding that is mine is two completely different aspects of understanding the pride or the grasping attitude. Make sense? So when you are able to differentiate that and you understand an object that belongs to you, or whether it be pride, or whether it, not pride, whether it be love, or whether it be happiness or joy, it's ultimately related to the I. There's no difference. You being happy here is basically grasping attitude, basically a concept that you apply to make yourself feel better, happier, more joyful, more that, more this. If the I didn't exist, then why would you do that? There's no point in doing that. Right? So the different layers, when you understand the different layers, it goes deeper and deeper because your emotions go deeper and deeper. And every emotion that you are able to express is related with the I, because it's your emotions. You are not dealing with someone else's emotion. And then, similar to what we talked in the last 3 days, when it comes to pride, and someone told me, oh yeah, the talk was good because it, what was it? Who said that? was crashing the pride or something like that, beating the pride or something like that, which is true. On the basis of understanding how good you are, how important you are, in true reality, you look at it, like I said, even when you look at yourself from the concept of like yesterday's concept, nothing but a scared child looking for scraps of pity and kindness and love. That's it. Huh? And the role that we play in order to receive that, we play such a huge role. Trying to make ourselves better at this, better at that. I'm good at this, I'm good at that. I'm better than those, I'm better than these. That's all we are playing with. It's like juggling ball like this. Yeah? You miss one catch, all 3 balls fall down on the ground. No difference. Basically, the question, when someone asks you, who the hell do you think you are? That hurts the ego. Try asking yourself that question, who the hell do I think I am? Ask that question, see what answer you get. You can't be angry at yourself for asking that question to yourself. I mean, it's a harsh word, yes, but it's an important question because it can really give you a solid answer. So, the practice of humblicity, that's where the practice of humblicity comes into play. Right? Humblicity? Humility. Sorry, not humblicity, humility. Anila, you were saying something, sorry.
I mean, a few days ago, this same topic came up. That second voice, that you just recently talked about today, and you mentioned something like, play with it. And it's and I've been thinking about that because like you sort of say something, and all of a sudden you see behind, oh, how genuine am I really doing this? I'm doing it because I'm sure I'm doing it because of compassion, but there's also another voice saying, oh, because they might do this to me, or they might think that of me, or whatever. And you mentioned, to play with that. And so I've been thinking about what that means. And the thought that I came up with that, as soon as you see that voice, to exaggerate. Oh, what? You want to be well known and, to really, you want everybody to think how wonderful you are, and and then it begins to look as though you're being really foolish. You're being really, anyway, that was just very, not very big thoughts, but
So,
what you're saying.
I think when we are searching, when we are taught to be humble, to be humility.
Humble.
I say humble, you say humility. I say humility. Huh?
It's not an adjective, it's just same meaning.
It's perfect.
Okay.
Like totally understand.
So, humble or humility? Which you choose? Which one? Humble? I use humble, I use... So yeah, when we are taught to be humble, and we are taught that being humble is good, then there is pride in being humble as well. Do you see that connection? So, working with pride, that's where when she said, it's very tricky. It plays around. So when it plays this way, and then you turn it that way, then you are asking another question. if, like you said, when you are asking yourself, how sincere am I? How genuine am I? How much is what I am doing conditioned? That answers a lot of questions regarding how humble you are. So that's why I'm saying playing with it. It means debating with yourself and asking those questions when these things come up. Because in order to keep you check, 징글 할래.
Chingu.
징글.
Yeah. Laxity and excitement. Are you talking about in the context of shine? Chingwa and gupa?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 징화 and goba, yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Laxity and excitement.
laxity and excitement. So the concept of application of 징글 in understanding what is held behind the concept that is in front. Right? You have a projector. You see the projection on the white screen. But then the reality is that whatever is on the screen is a reflection coming from somewhere else. No, sorry. So that is one thing. And then the second thing is the self-monitoring. Thank you. Monitoring, the self-monitoring mind that exists within us. Playing with it means using that self-monitoring mind.
It's fake, it's not that.
Ah.
No, it's fake.
It's fake?
Yeah, this what they say is completely Nepali things.
Oh, you shouldn't have said so.
But it's still good.
I'm just kidding.
It still
Good.
works.
That's good. I looked at the package, my mind said something. After Anila said something, my mind said something completely different. I'm just kidding. This is like chewing gum.
Something in between.
Oh. So yeah. So I think contemplation, when it comes to understanding yourself, is being at the right position to ask the right type of question that no one else will dare to ask you. Yeah, the first question is, who the hell are you? That's the first question you ask yourself. And the second question is, okay, in that sense, how genuine, sincere, and how unconditional is it? If it's conditioned, then okay, what is the condition? What am I dealing with? Yeah, am I expecting something in return? Then if you are, then you go back to square one. In what way is that expectation coming from? Yeah, that's where you can apply the view of emptiness, for example. What is there to be so proud of? Let's say me doing something builds the pride. And then the question is, so what? Yeah, me talking here impresses Anila. And then what? Then what? After that what? What happens after that? Fine, impresses is there. One part is impressing, is gone, finished. What next? Yeah, it doesn't last. Then the application of the view of impermanence is also there. Me being able to impress Anila, maybe one day, maybe 2 days. Then after 10 days, no more impress, finish. Then what? Same thing, no? When you see something for the first time, you are impressed. Yes. But that impression is non-lasting. like this. It fades momentarily. So then what's the point of being so proud of impressing? What do you get out of it? The answer is momentary. What is it? Huh? Yeah, momentary satisfaction. Yeah, instant gratification. Then what are you going to do with instant gratification? You think instant gratification like instant noodle you can eat? No. You can't do anything with it. Right? It's something that comes up here for a second and then disappears. That's the true reality of it. So why is it so important to keep feeding yourself that instant gratification? Is it that important that you need to keep on, trying to satisfy it? If it is, then fine. Okay, it is that important. But why? It's not lasting. I mean, if it's permanent lasting, then, there's a good reason behind it to do something like that. But you very clearly understand that it's not. It's what we call the dopamine effect. Yeah, a small amount of chemical being released, gone, finished. The craving is there. That's the only reason we wanted to keep happening, because of the craving of that small useless joy that exists for a very, very, very short moment. Make sense?
Yeah, it is. There's that story where there's a person and he's thinking, I want to steal that. I want that. I really want that. And so he goes to reaches for it, and the other hand says, "There's a thief here. There's a thief here."
Yes.
And I think that sort of is a little bit on what you're saying, isn't it?
You play around a little bit. You
Yeah,
understand where it's coming from, how it's coming from, in what sense, what is supporting it, what is building it. Those you start to understand a little bit better. There's this similar story about this practitioner in Tibet who had a sponsor, and he lived in this room, very dirty room. He didn't clean his altar. His room is full of dust, dirty here, dirty there. Then one day he got news, the sponsor is coming to see you. Oh, clean this, clean the altar, throw out the dust, everything is shine. And then he sits there and he says, what am I doing? This is not practice. If I wanted to clean, I should have cleaned every day. Why only today? Yeah. So same thing. Think about it. If you want to practice genuinely, sincerely, unconditionally, then why only here? Yeah? Good. Any questions? $5.11. Yeah. Enough? Okay? Chancho semjo rinpoche magye param kinkyo chi gyawa nyamba meba kone kondo bewa sho timge zuden kime je zuden namba dada ne losa mebe zuden zuden baba chendo sho mime zebe de jenjere ze deme yebe oboja jimze sabe de kanche kebe tsugen sokaba losa jabe shabla so one dedication. Allah.
You do the past, present, and future merit.
collected by me and 3 times collected by others. May his holiness the Dalai Lama, sole of object of refuge of us, all sentient beings, and originator of all our happiness, and the development of all our faith in the Buddha Dharma, of a stable life, and may all His Holiness holy wishes succeed immediately. Due to all the 3 times merit collected by me and by others, may bodhicitta be generated in the hearts of all the leaders of the world, so that all the millions of people in every country will have perfect peace and happiness, and be led to the correct path to peace. Whatever suffering sentient beings have, may it ripen on me. Whatever happiness and merit I have, may it ripen on all sentient beings. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, and the 3-time merits collected by others, which exist, but which are empty from their own side, may the I, who exists, but who is empty from its own side, achieve Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment, which exists, but which is empty from its own side, and lead all the sentient beings, who exist, but who are empty from their own side, to that state of full enlightenment, which exists, but which is empty from its own side, by myself alone, who exists, but who is empty from its own side. And the prayer His Holiness really likes to say, for as long as space endures, for as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world.